Akintunde.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm on a significant amount of social media. And there's some people who I follow, some of which who I know. And some of the stuff they post, like sincerely question if they should have posted that. I'm like, is that a good idea for you to post that? That statement, that comment, that picture? Is that a good idea for you to repost that video? Ma'am or sir? That happens a significant amount. People, again, these people I know, and if you're watching this and you think I'm talking about you, I'm probably not. But then again, I might. You know, and like the old adage goes, hit dog or holler. But for real though, seriously though, I question if somebody should post some of the stuff that they post, right? And I'm sure I posted some stuff before. Somebody like, I can't believe Akintunde posted that, and it probably was a valid point. But then there's some stuff that people do on social, like, you know, we've talked about this before, showing off certain body parts, or taking certain type pictures, or you question why they doing this. Why is a gospel artist taking a video of himself in the gym with his shirt off? Like, really, ma'am, really, sir? What's the marketing value of this? What is the ministry value of this? Here's the thing, because it's not just about social. In my opinion, I think some of that is a mild form of narcissism. And there's a lot of things in the body of Christ that I see that people do that we're supposed to be doing ministry, or you're supposed to be doing something for value or helping, but it seems like it's just for gain, it's just for profit, it's just to grow and scale your brand. Please understand, I recognize the value of promoting and marketing yourself, positioning yourself and growing your audience. I fully understand that. That's not lost on me. I do it myself, right? I fully understand that you want to look good on camera. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to present yourself in a positive way, a professional way. Nobody wants to be tore up on camera or in their pictures. Nothing wrong with that. But some of the stuff I'm like, that's a little narcissistic, even if it's mildly. There's some other stuff that people do in close quarters, in relationships, in friendships, even in ministry areas. I'm like, what is that really about? Today is not an attack day. I want to have a conversation. It's not an attack anybody day. It's more of a question day. It's more of a sift yourself day. It's more of I want to trigger a thought for all of us to consider if certain things we do, if our attitudes, is that in any way narcissistic? Do we manipulate people based on spiritual reasons, principles? Do we twist things for our own benefit? Are we really, really representing Christ? What's the real reason why we do some of the things that we do in the body of Christ? Is that to reach people? So are you on television? Are you on YouTube because you want to take the gospel to all the world? Or are you on television? Are you on YouTube because you want to blow up your calendar? You want to get a lot of speaking engagements. You want to get a lot of ministry opportunities. I'll keep it broad because I don't want to come down nobody's street and somebody be like, he talking about me. Do you need to and want to get out there? Yes, I get it. I understand it. But I think motives are key. God judged the heart behind the matter. So, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper because we're going to talk about relationships, like close quarter relationship narcissistic behaviors. Donna got a list over there. When she sent me that list, I was like, ooh, Donna. Ooh. Ooh. My God. So we're going to talk about today. Do you in any way represent, communicate? In any way do you operate under any type of Christian narcissism? They really shouldn't even be a term, but it's real. Yeah, it's real. Let's talk about it. Yeah. And plus, I got something silly. I want to do. Hold on one thing. I also want to talk about this. I got a new segment we're doing on the show called I'm Sick of the Internet. I know some of y'all saying, Akintunde, we watching you on the internet. I don't mean like I'm sick of the internet technology. I'm sick of people on the internet and some of the stuff y'all do. Y'all put some hilarious stuff on the internet and I find myself laughing at it and I'm like, that's hilarious. That's funny. I should not be laughing at that, but I am. It's a couple of posts I'm about to put up on the screen today. It's funny, but when you watch, you like, man, yeah, okay. One in particular. Let's have this conversation. Let's ask ourselves this question. Yeah. Jermaine is in the building. What's up, good brother? How you doing, sir? Mocha Tossis is in the house. What's up, Mocha? Tonisha is in the building. How you doing, ma'am? Brother Michael's in the house. Michael McIntyre. All right, Mike. Sade is in the building. I love Sade's profile pic. Her and her husband and those 4 children. I love that picture. I'm all about family, man. I love that picture right there. Oh my God. Linda, what's up, Linda? How you doing? Crystal, what's up, Crystal? What it do, sis? Arsemeris. Let me know if I said that right, sis. I don't want to mess your name up. Please excuse me.
Try again.
Arsemeris. Real Donna J is in the house. Lakeisha is in the house. What's up, Lakeisha? How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you as always, sis. Maria, what's up, Maria? How you doing? Cynthia, what's up, Cynthia? Hermela, what's going on, Hermela? Soda Barber is in the house. Okay, Soda Barber. What's up? Did I say that right? Might have, probably didn't, maybe not. Celeste is in the building. What's up, Celeste? How you doing, ma'am? And guess what, y'all? My special guest today, having this conversation, is Brother Paul. Paul is going to be with us, and Paul's going to be discussing your apology language. We got an echo coming from somewhere. Somebody, the mic is open or your headphones are open. Let me see here. Chanel, what's up, Chanel? How you doing, ma'am? Kimberly Morgan is in the house. What's up, Kimberly Morgan? What's up, sis? How goes it, ma'am? Victoria is in the building. What's up, Victoria? Robin, what's up, Robin? How you doing? Carol, what's up, Carol? It's my sister right there, Carol. Love the earrings. I love the fly earrings. I'm a big fan of big, huge, a lady with a nice pair of big fly hoop earrings on. What's going on? Instrument of God. What's up, Instrument of God? How you doing? Corey is in the house. What's going on, sir? Nakia Oshai is in the house. And Dr. Annette M. Stubbs is in the building. Noble is in the building. Noble Herman. How y'all doing, family? Listen, let's get this conversation started. Are you a Christian narcissist? Do you know a Christian narcissist? Do you know anyone who displays narcissistic behavior? Have you seen it? Even if it's in your own house, or maybe it's you. All right, let's have this conversation. Do me a favor. Call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie and your uncle, call your cousin, call your family members, call your friends, call your neighbor, call your boss, call the narcissistic person that you know, and just on some slight passive aggressive type behavior, just say, hey, man, check this out. This is a good conversation. And let them know we're talking about it right here on the Akintunde Show. Time to get it started, family. Let's go.
Another track layer production, but no joke entertainment. Let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. Now, Akintunde.
Daily I shall.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what?
Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
A-K-I-N Tunde.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products, caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
Hello, I'm Dr. Aaron Bishop, and this is my new book, For Such a Time as This, The Urgency of Now. In today's society, we need transformational leaders like never before. Transformational leaders are those who maximize the impact while creating positive change. If you're ready to create positive change and maximize your impact, please go get my book today at bishopspeaks.com. That's right, bishopspeaks.com, and order your copy today for such a time as this.
Greetings. I am Darrell Presley, owner and operator of Presley Cares Mortuary Services of West Columbia, South Carolina. Our mission here at Presley's is to provide excellent, quality, superior funeral service to all, regardless of economic status, religion, or race, with our society being embedded with a diverse class of people. Our staff here at Presley's pledges to offer only one class of service, and that is superior. So rendering professional services to the families that call upon us is not an option, it's mandatory. Presley Cares Mortuary Services, where we are caring for you and your loved one.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
A-K-I-N Tunde.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all, listen. We got a power-packed show for y'all today. We can have this conversation. Are you a Christian narcissist? A little bit later on in the show, I got a special interview that I actually did on yesterday with Dr. Aaron Bishop. That's coming up later in the show, talking about narcissism in leadership, as well as his brand new book, For Such a Time as This, which is available right now by logging on to bishopspeaks.com. Listen, if y'all want to get more information about how you can take your information, your brand, your business to the next level by advertising with us, give us a call. We have a brand new advertising executive who is handling many of our current territories, all right? Local and regional. National still held down by UNISA, but we have a new local and regional sales rep. My brother Alan Deaton joined the club, the family, last week, and we announced it this week. So if you want to get more information, you can email Alan at theassignmentagency.com. That's Alan at theassignmentagency.com. Or you can call him directly at 803-397-0070. 803-397-0070 and get more information. But right about now, I need to get some information from my brother and my sister, my two friends, my co-hosts, my comrades, my cut-up buddies, Pastor Lewis Tucker, Donna J, producer Donna J. How y'all doing, family? Good morning.
Great. It's a great morning here in Columbia.
Man, I love Donna on that blue. Look at that blue on Donna. Boy, that's fire right there. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
She matching the curtains in the back.
Come on.
Me and Scarlett O'Hara.
Okay,
Pull the curtains down.
you know, 70% of the room don't even know who Scarlett O'Hara is.
Going with the wind. Just like that joke.
Frankly, my dear Scarlett,
I don't give a dang. One of the coldest lines ever in movie history.
The coldest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
My God. Man, we'll have a good
An
conversation.
original G.
That's it.
Pastor Tuck, how you doing, sir?
Doing all right, sir. Doing absolutely wonderful.
You getting ready to go on vacation?
Hey, can't get no better than that.
Yeah. A little bit of vacation.
Getting ready to be with my entire family.
Come on, Lord. There it is. Yep. Donnie,
I get to be with all three of my girls at one time. It's wonderful.
All right.
It is.
All right.
We got something special we doing this week too. I'll tell you about that a little bit later on in the show. I'm keeping it on the low. I think it's. I'll tell you why I'm keeping it on the low a little bit later on, but I will mention it, although it's kind of on the low. I will mention it though. It's a couple things like a new segment. Hey, see. He go poking the bear. He literally poking the bear. I figured it out. I was wondering what's this whole thing? And you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah,
got it. So anyway, it's a new segment we doing on the show, and it's called "I'm Sick of the Internet." Okay, and
bruh.
But before I do that, I gotta show this one image, right? This one image, and this is a question. So this is a question for y'all. I thought this is so funny. I was like, we gotta talk about this because this is such an appropriate question to all my it ain't just black folks. It's everybody. Every community got somebody in like certain names are in the neighborhood. There's a Pookie. Most black people legitimately know or have known a Pookie. Don, did you ever know a Pookie?
I dated a Pookie. Ain't that something?
Come on, Don.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Do better.
Lately I shine.
Come on, Don. Do better.
Right. I couldn't even get the button right. Let me do it again.
Come on, Don. Do
Lately
better.
I shine. You know I have layers.
Donnie,
Come on, Don. Do better.
And I like the June bug.
You liked a June bug and dated a Pookie.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
L June bug.
Listen,
Mama.
y'all.
That was it.
Nothing I'm gonna say is gonna trump that. Donna dated a Pookie and liked the June bug.
I did.
Wow. So imagine you could have been for the rest of your life. You could have been June bug. June bug.
Man.
Wait, you got to go to work, June bug.
Pookie. Pookie.
What every put that post up, Jaleel. Put that question. Yeah.
Yes.
Every hood has a dude named dot. Y'all fill in the blank.
Okay.
Every hood
Let's see what
has a hood name. Okay. Okay. What was the name in your hood? Okay. Pastor Tuck. Every hood, Virginia. Every hood has a hood name. What?
Has a hood name or a dude name?
A dude name. Yeah, dude name. Yeah, I'm sorry, a dude name. Yeah, every hood has a dude name.
Every hood got a dude named Boogie.
Boogie. Y'all drop in the comments. Every hood has a dude named what? Y'all drop in the comments on Facebook and on
everybody got a hood. Every hood got a dude named Boogie. You got one named Bug.
Okay.
You got one named Amp.
Amp. Okay, I've heard of an amp before, but I don't think I know an amp. That's kind of maybe a little more obscure.
Man.
Yeah, every hood got a man.
Everybody got a man.
Everybody got a Ray.
What is that about? Man and Ray. We love a two name. We love a 2-name combo. Man and Ray.
And brother and sister. Brother. Every brother. That was just a name. Brother,
definitely got a sister.
Brother and sister. Yep.
Yeah, you definitely got somebody named sister.
Little sister. Yep.
You mean like a mama or
no. It ain't sister somebody. It's just sister.
It's just sister.
That's all they call it.
You know sister.
You know sister.
Okay. That's real.
Right. That's right, Pastor Tuck. That's right.
Yep. That's
sister,
real.
Brother.
That's some real exclusive country stuff right there.
and then you got what says Lil John? You know you got Bominicious.
Bominicious. I've never heard that.
I did.
You not seen that skit? You not seen that skit that Sid does in his routine called Bominicious?
Bominicious.
So he came around and dude said, he said my name Charles Johnson, but you can call me Bominicious though.
Bominicious.
And he said, so all week, he like, Mama, listen. Hey, man, we going down to the club. You want to go? Hey, Mama, listen, we watching the game. You want to come over? Hey, Mama, listen, we get ready to go get some beer. And so he said his cousin was like, hey, man.
Why you call him Bob
Why you call it? What you call it, man? He said, Mama, this is that what he told me. He said, man, call me by my initials.
Yeah.
So, every hood got that joke, CJ, KB.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody got abominations in their neighborhood.
This is the one. Junior.
Oh yeah.
Junior.
Yeah. My uncle
Everybody
Lester
got a junior.
My uncle Lester's junior. Yeah. And it's so interesting you say that. The only person that really called my aunt and my grandmother calls my Uncle Lester Jr. What's up, Uncle Lester, if you watching or listening? Nobody we all called him Uncle Lester. My mama calls him Lester. Okay. But my grandmother, Junior. Yep. Call Junior. Find out if Junior is coming down. My aunt to this day, Junior. Yeah. Interesting.
Did y'all have a pawpaw?
Pawpaw. Pawpaw's grandma.
His name his name was Paul, but they call him
Hilarious.
That's true.
Hilarious.
Pawpaw.
Okay. I'm in the comments now on Clubhouse. Tristan, bring me my tablet off my desk.
Somebody said Bubba.
Bubba?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was my uncle's name, Bubba.
Interesting. And Uncle Bubba.
Somebody said Flash.
Flash. Yeah, we had a Flash. Let me tell you something about Flash. Flash, dude, let me tell you something. Flash is the best basketball player I've ever seen. Only problem was Flash drunk malt liquor every single day. And we always said Flash was Michael Jordan without practicing the right coach in the right opportunity. Like, he was literally that good. Anybody from Savannah, Georgia, if you remember Flash probably was about 15 plus years older than me. He used to be all up and down like Montgomery Street, right around 38th, 39th Street, the park right there. Tearing dudes up on the court. My man, Flash.
There was always a red.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a
big red, little red.
Yeah. Kimberly Morgan said, my dad's side of the family, his niece and nephews call him Uncle Junior. My mom had a cousin they called Talk About. What?
I never heard that.
And another they called Ducky. They had somebody's nickname was Talk About.
Wow.
Kimberly, that might be the countryest thing I've ever heard.
And I didn't talk about.
Kimberly, you gotta understand. So I'm from White Bluff in Savannah. I done seen some country stuff. That is a country name right there.
Yeah. That ain't hood. That's country.
Tell Talk About to come in here and.
Yeah. That's not hood. That's country.
And tell Talk About his food on this table and tell him to come on in here. Who you talking about? I said Talk About. Tell Talk About that I said come on in here.
Yeah, you got Kiki.
Oh yeah, Kiki. Kiki's Chicken and Waffles right here in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to Kiki. Kimberly said my mom is from Utahville, South Carolina. It's some crazy names down there. Yeah, we need to take the cameras down there. If they got a joker named Talk About walking around, we need that on camera.
Hey, place called Utahville. You go down there, they might be looking at you. What's that in your hand?
Oh, that's wrong. Y'all see? Kimberly, did you see Pastor Tuck shoot a straight shot at y'all? Like y'all down there talking on house phones and wall phones down there?
They talking on cans with strings between.
They picking up the phone and talking to Claire. Claire, get me Miss Jenkins over. Talk about Auntie. Get her on the phone for me.
Yeah, Maybell, can you call that to the general store for a minute?
Corey
Party line.
the co-host of the Man Cage, is so petty. He's talking about sound like they got white only pie down there. Boy, you are ignorant. Corey, you need to go stand in the corner. Corey, go stand in the corner. Turn your face to the wall for 20 minutes, Corey. Paul Briggs said, on my dad's side, Duck equals Donald. Rock equals Ronald. Interesting. Bird equals David. Finney equals James. Poe equals Michael. Paul, again, I think you just won. Y'all might be the most countryest jokers I ever seen. They got an equation.
They got an equation sheet down there.
They got a checklist.
Yeah, they got a form. They got a cheat sheet. Hey. You heard somebody talk about Poe? That's Michael. Yeah, they be handing out cheat sheets. You got to translate this.
Like you come out, okay, let's see. Your name Michael, okay, this your nickname. This your nickname.
He just said Poe. He's talking about Michael. I got it.
This is nickname for the summer. Your nickname is Poe for the entire summer.
Man.
Leslie actually said, okay, Paul won. Yeah, I think Paul won. I don't know, talk about it's pretty doggone competitive.
Talk about it.
That's good. Roshandra Gamble said Smokey.
Smokey.
You know there was a
yeah.
Smokey.
Everybody had a smoke on Smokey.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had a smoke.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Ink.
Yeah, Chanel said talk about takes the cake. I think so. I think talk about might be hard to top that. Let me go check. Somebody check on Facebook. See what Facebook talking about over there.
Lizette G said Moo.
Wow. That's hood. Moo is hood. That's like some New York, Jersey. Like Moo. Like Moo sounds like somebody sell weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. Hey, like, bro, Moo got that fire, bro. I'm not in any way celebrating glorifying marijuana uses, but you know, it is what it is. Like Harlem. I told you I was in Harlem last year, and I was walking down the street, and dude was like, "Yo, I got that gas." Like, really, sir? We got a pretty bad echo. I don't know where it's coming from.
So how much is it per gallon? It's like 346 up at the Exxon, and I mean that's kind of high. So what you got?
We got that gas, son. We got that gas. Let me see. Let me check a few more here. Okay, Rashawn is also hitting with the smoky. Let me see. LTCJ Blackula Mocha.
Pee Wee.
You know some Blackula?
Blackula?
I ain't know no Blackula.
Chanel Pearls hit it with peanut and Pee Wee. Yeah, always a peanut and a Pee Wee.
Pee Wee. I had Pee Wee in my family.
Yeah.
Pee Wee.
Did we check Facebook?
Butch.
Yeah. Facebook ain't had too many. But yeah, Butch. Yeah, Butch. Butch
Everybody had a Butch.
Butch is there. Yeah.
I know a Butch. Who is Butch? I know a Butch.
One of my dad's friends, Butch, just died a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
You know, Butch died. Did y'all know that?
Butch.
Let Carl talk about it. I don't want to talk about know that Butch died. Carl let him know Butch died.
But you know that's a sad thing too. You know Butch died. No, you see the obituary something like joking name something like George or something like you be like, who is George?
George Anderson. George Anderson Jr. George
exactly.
Butch.
Yeah, George Anderson Jr. died. Who? Butch. Oh, why didn't you say so?
On the front
you
of
ain't never know that joke name day in your life.
On the front of the funeral program, it literally has George Butch Davis right there on the front.
Yeah, exactly. Like who? Oh, okay.
I never knew his name was George.
I never knew that. Interesting.
Yeah. But don't nobody never know their name.
Hilarious.
My mom's name, her name was Doris, but they called her Dot.
Okay.
There's a Dot in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah,
a Dot.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had a cousin
Always
named
a
Dot. My grandmother had a cousin named
Miss
Dot.
Dot.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Dot.
Yep,
Yeah.
Miss Dot. Yep.
It was cousin Dot. You know cousin Dot? You know cousin Dot nephew? Cousin Dot nephew got killed last week. No, I didn't know that. Sure did. Stanker. Okay, I've heard Stanky. Like, how you get the nickname Stanky? How that becomes your nickname? I forget the attrition just came over here and put a note on the table. We have 3 more slides. Okay,
All
so
right, here we go.
now, again, some of y'all, if you're on Clubhouse, you can't see these. So if you want to hop over to Facebook just to see these, there's a couple. One of them I think you need to see. Again, this is a part of a new segment that we're gonna consistently do. It's called "I'm Sick of the Internet." And it's like when you see these images, I'm like, I'm so sick of people. It's like, come on, y'all so petty.
Y'all got too much. Y'all too bored. What is wrong with y'all? Where y'all getting this time? What do you do for a living?
And I purposely did not let Donna. Now Donna produced the show. I said, Donna, you can't see this. This last one, I'm like, you gotta see this right here. Oh my God! All right, go to the second one. Okay, this is true right here. Some of you been wearing wigs that you supposed to rob banks in. Then they got a picture. Let me tell y'all something.
Yes.
Let me tell y'all something.
done seen him. I done seen him in the grocery store.
I done seen him.
I done got out of line expected this to be a stick up.
I see them everywhere.
Let me tell y'all something.
Everywhere.
Y'all, you can't pick wigs because they look good. Okay, you got to pick wigs based on face, age. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say this right. Some of y'all need your behind wig because you got your grandma wearing a wig that your cousin should be wearing. You got your grandma with a blue wig on. Your grandma is 87. You little granddaughter need your behind. Well, grandma, that look nice. You think it look good, baby? Yeah, I look nice. No, that don't look good. No.
That is Cardi B's wig. Put that back.
Got your grandma looking like Blueface girlfriend. You need your behind kicked around here. Your grandma like she going to the BET Awards. Some of y'all, you need to cut it out. The devil is alive.
Stop it. No, stop it.
Hey, but sometimes them grandmothers say, give me that wig. I'm going to put that wig on, girl. I like that wig. I like that. I'm putting that on. I'm wearing that to church.
No, grandma, no. No, grandma,
you don't tell me. You don't tell me.
I'll take the whipping today. I will take the whipping today. No,
I'm
grandma,
wearing my
no.
wig today. I'm wearing the blue wig.
Go ahead and buy it and then go in the room and then move it out while she's sleeping.
Y'all see my wig?
Exactly.
No, grandma, I don't know what happened to that.
No, ma'am.
I don't know what happened to that.
No, ma'am, I ain't seen your wig.
Where my blue wig at?
I ain't seen it. I think, matter of fact, I think the dog got it. Go to the next slide. Go to the next one.
Corey said, I know, bro. I mean, grandmas are 35 now.
Look at that picture right there. So, who did this? Whoever did this. Whoever did this. You need your behind kick repeatedly for 45 minutes. If y'all on Clubhouse can't see this, but somebody done took Vladimir Putin face and put it
in the tanning bed a little too long.
Put him on an African.
Somebody turned his setting up to dark roast. Somebody confused his Starbucks order with his tanning bed order.
Whoever did that. Whoever did that
in Siberia right now.
You gonna have to answer for that.
No.
He looked good as a strong black man.
Whoever did that just became a victim of identity theft. Jacked up.
Donna said Putin looking like a strong black man.
He look good as a strong black man.
Put it back up.
He just don't know.
Put it back up there.
He do. Look at it.
Because he do. Put it back up there.
He do look like a strong black man.
Look. Donald was like, Donald ready to holler. Tell you Putin. Donald was like, who that is? I'm like, who that Ark?
Looking like Vladimir Jenkins, right?
Donald was like, who that Ark? You know him?
Could that be Rufus?
Rufus Vladimir Jenkins. I'm telling you, y'all have to hop over in Facebook and see that picture.
Wow, somebody did
Who did that? You know how much time it took to do that so clean? Jaleel, come on. Jaleel, come on. Put it back up on screen, Jaleel. How long do you think it took somebody to do that right? Is that a quick thing?
It's clean.
Hey, with that AI, it ain't no telling, bro.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. There's something different.
That's clean.
Yeah, with that AI, it ain't no telling.
Wow.
It might be AI that did that.
It could be AI. Somebody probably put in the prompts of Vladimir Putin and black person Africa in midsummer and got this.
They probably got one of them AI generators where you can blend two pictures.
That's exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's probably what they did. That's probably.
Oh, AI. Like he got you can see he got character marks on his face.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, that's a good image.
But it's
the fact that he still got his hairline, yo.
Right? He got that hairline is way back.
That's Putin haircut. Putin got a black dude haircut already. He already rock his hair like a black dude, like a low fade. Let me get a low fade with a part on the side. That's what keep Putin
he got his haircut by Earl.
like talk about got a barbershop and Vladimir went down there and got his hair cut. Whoever did that. Whoever did that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Somebody actually probably doesn't look like that too.
It probably is. But you know what? I thought about that. I said, now, is this some Photoshop or like y'all say AI? Or is this a Joker who looked like that? Like I go places. I'm like, yo.
No.
Like I know some people who look like Pastor Tuck. I'm like, yo, you like Pastor Tuck? You know Louis Tucker? You know Louis Tucker?
You know they got videos with Trump over in Russia. Putin might have been in Magic City years ago.
Magic City.
Caught, catch, go.
Gotcha.
Boy, you don't know who your daddy is.
Mama, who my dad?
Could you imagine if you the dude who walk around looking like that?
And everybody like, man, you don't know who your daddy is.
We know who your daddy is.
Turn the news on.
Like, yo, for real though, that's Vladimir baby right there.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. That's Vladimir baby right there. If let me tell you something. If Putin had to come over here for a blood test, like, sir, you ain't gotta take that. You are the father. Yo, when we come back, y'all. We're gonna get into this conversation today, y'all. Are you, ma'am or sir, are you a Christian narcissist? Do you have narcissistic tendencies, narcissistic behaviors? We're gonna go through Donna's list. And man, let's have this conversation. Stay right there. Don't y'all move. Paul Briggs coming up. And I got Dr. Aaron Bishop, family. This is the Akintunde Show.
At my church, we help people get better by teaching them how the word works. And we want to make sure there is no excuse not to get the word. It's our goal to make all of our ministries accessible on every smartphone, tablet, PC, and television connected to the internet. So whether you're a man who needs some wisdom, a woman who needs some encouragement, or a couple who needs guidance, the My Church channel has just what you need. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app from Apple or Google Play App Store. Constantly on the move? Check out the Word at My Church podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Or simply download the Word at My Church skill on your Alexa-enabled device. But whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. See you soon.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products, caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Thursday, everybody. This is the Akintunde Show, family. Listen, are you in need of a quality used vehicle? Well, consider my friends over at Woods Automotive Sales. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, foreign or domestic, Woods Automotive can get you rolling. Give them a call at 803-401-5837. That's 803-401-5837. Or go by and see Lester at 802 Hazelwood Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Woods Automotive Sales, guaranteed to ride with a smile. Y'all, coming up on Wednesday, July the 13th, we will be making an announcement on that morning from right here at our WF Media Group studios. We'll be making a major announcement about a major event that's coming up right here. So we are like amazingly excited about it, and we will let you guys know coming up very soon about that. But that's coming up right here from WF Media Group. And I'm so excited, y'all. Listen, man, but let's get this conversation started today. We're talking about it. Shouldn't really even be a thing. And I apologize, Donna, for reading your promo. I messed around and I got confused. Something happened that distracted me.
I was getting ready to say, you're not supposed to do Woods.
I know, I'm not.
That's Donna's.
That's Lester.
That's Donna's.
Exactly. I was
That's my
say,
friend Lester.
You don't know Lester.
There's a Lester in the hood too. Lester. There's always a Lester in the hood.
You don't know Lester.
I got totally thrown off. Something happened in the background. Listen, y'all, I got Dr. Aaron Bush, the author of the brand new book For Such a Time as This. He'll be coming up in just a little bit talking about this subject as well. Again, Christian narcissism. And so before we get into the deeper side, because Donna's list go deep. Okay, let me just say this right. Her research went there. I was like, okay, but some of us, I think, display oftentimes some mild narcissistic behavior with stuff that I see on social media. I'm like, really? And I'm like, and I think right now, and I want to talk about this briefly before we get into the deeper side of it. Do you both believe that the lines of what is appropriate and acceptable for a person who's a Christian have been blurred or stretched or it's vague now? Donna?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Donna,
was that a question? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Both of them are like.
That goes without saying.
When it comes to stuff like this, I always let somebody else go first before.
Yes,
because I'm coming.
He's
with both
going
barrels.
with it. Yes, right. But yes, it definitely is blurred, and there's a bunch of reasons. Social media is one of the biggest reasons that the lines are blurred, because now we get to see more of what's going on in the world. And, I feel like going into this particular category, this particular topic today of narcissism, man, if you weren't a narcissist at that time, or if you had some little bit of narcissistic tendencies, they are amplified by what social media what you think you can get from social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the lines are blurred. Sometimes the lines are just blurred out. They're just blurred out, period.
Yeah.
You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Pastor Tuck go into that now, and I'm gonna address something you just said right there. Go ahead, Pastor Tuck.
No, I don't think the lines are blurred as far as what it is to be a Christian, because I don't think you can change the definition. I think the problem is so many people who, and I'll put it simply as this: so many people who call themselves believers, who call themselves Christians, they're not operating by the standards that they're not operating by the playbook that they say that they're on the team of.
Wow.
It's just that simple, because, and the problem is, we have taken, as believers, we've started to operate according to morality versus righteousness. And people don't realize that morality is an excerpt of rightness, and morality changes.
Okay,
because
pause
you always hear
and address that, please. That's because you can't just blow past that. That is significant. Go ahead and unpack that, please.
People don't realize morality is an excerpt of righteousness. Righteousness is God's standard. Morality is man's standard. And morality is where we've taken these things. It's just like, for example, when people talk about the 10 Commandments, there's actually 633 commandments in the scriptures. We take the top 10 and we say, okay, these are the ones that we're gonna live by. And what about those other 633 that, so when you try to live according to the law, first of all, you can't even keep the law. It's not even in your ability.
Right.
But we then take those 10 and then we say, well, these are the ones that are important. Well, I'm not gonna kill nobody.
Right.
I'm not gonna steal from nobody. But that adultery one, that's okay.
Right.
See, that's because I have these morals. Somebody else says, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to kill nobody. I'm not going to steal from nobody. I'm not going to commit adultery, but lying's okay.
Right.
So these are my morals. And so we've now created our own standard based off of the standard.
Right.
But there's only one real standard.
Right.
And so we've gotten comfortable with that and thinking that we can make up our own rules as we go. But when you start making up your own rules, you're not playing the game.
So
you've created your own game.
So morality is your own personal values and standards based on, it could be anything from your religion, your spirituality, even your environment, your community, your family,
your government, wherever you live. That's man's set of rules.
But righteousness is scriptural, it's biblical, God's standards. I like that.
God set up a way of doing things, and that's why when we keep talking about, marriage has changed. No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Marriage hadn't changed since it was created.
Yeah, there's no evolving.
That's why people talk about, gender has changed. No, it's not.
Right.
God created that. You cannot redefine something that God defined.
Yeah.
The sun has not changed. The sun is still what God made it.
Yeah, he created that up top in the beginning. And that's you talking about. That's Genesis 1. So that's
water is
right
still
there.
wet.
Yeah, simple. Yeah.
Well, I got some dry water. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Water is still wet. He created it. Yeah. That's what this is, and so we've got to stop thinking that we can start. Oh well, I don't think that's. I'm not gonna call this just like we have this stuff. We call that vitamin water. That's not water. That's juice.
It's really not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
So it's a beverage.
It's juice.
Yeah, it's a beverage.
That's a beverage.
It's a manipulated
That's
beverage.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
that's Kool-Aid.
Water.
That's
Everything got
something
water.
flavored.
Coke
That's
has
not
water.
water.
In it. Yeah, Coke has water in it. Yeah.
Smart water. Yeah. No, that's you've added something to that. That's not water.
No, stop. Leave smart water alone. Now that smart water ain't got nothing else in it.
A smart beverage.
Don't talk about smart water, Pastor. I drink smart water every week. You had to bother my smart water, and I feel smarter when I drink it.
Well, see, we adding stuff to stuff that God made, and we want to call it what we want to call it,
right?
And say that's what it is. But that's not the case. And so when you ask that question, has these things changed? No, they haven't changed. God said it always is, and that's the problem. And until we go back to the standard, that's why I say all the time, when we talk about manhood, when we talk about family, when we talk about marriage, when we talk about all these things that we're having problems with, you can fix them easy. Go back to the manual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Leslie actually said, I have tried to argue that drinking coffee counts as water, but body says no. But
I forgot what the percentage is. What's the percentage that your body is actually water? It's made up of, what is it, like
60 or 70, something like that?
70%.
70, yeah.
Yeah, it's like something like 70% water.
Yes.
Like I said,
so a high number.
So it knows what it needs.
Yeah. Celeste said, go ahead and be smart with the smart water. Yeah, there it is, Celeste. Me and you, sis. Me and you. You do, Celeste. Are you a smart water person? So let's. I want to dig into this narcissism because number one reason why I want to talk about it was because narcissism and narcissistic behavior and those terminologies. It's one of those buzzwords right now that's oftentimes thrown around a whole lot. A lot of people are discussing, narcissistic behaviors and what have you. And while I fully understand and agree with that, I think what happens is when everybody starts using a term, it takes away the weight of the actual word, the terminology. Right. So one thing I want to do is dig into what Donna, if you could read, what is the actual definition of the actual word narcissistic or narcissism?
A mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance.
Right.
And then there's a spiritual narcissist as well.
Okay.
Before we even go there, I want to deal with that because what Donna just said. Say that again. Read that again, Donna.
It says the Webster definition was a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance.
Okay, so that's what Mr. Webster says about it.
Right.
But let me tell you what Mr. Timothy said about it. But know this, in the last days, perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves. So does that sound like a mental health diagnosis? Or just a simple fact that people got an issue because they love themselves too much? See, we keep trying to diagnose and call something a sickness when it's just sin.
Right.
Yeah. People are egotistical.
See, because if you call it a sickness, you can't blame me for it.
Right.
It's not my fault.
Right.
Sin is not your fault from the standpoint you were born with it, but you have a choice.
One of our sponsors, quick spot shout out to one of our sponsors, Miss Valerie Trapp is in the building. Eminence Designs and Creations is her company. She does our staging and she decorates for a lot of events. And she's on Facebook and she said you were so right. And I think that it really goes into this whole conversation. It's about the attitude. That's what she said. It's all about the attitude. What you're talking about right there is more of it's not even a personality trait. I think it's a sign of the times. It's evolving. A part of a lot of people that's evolving. It ain't a sickness. It ain't a disease.
It's an accepted behavior.
It's an accepted behavior, and that social media, cell phone, video cameras, all these different things feed that type of behavior. And you just a selfish person. You are selfish or self-centered. All of those behaviors can be categorized as narcissistic. People who only see things from their paradigm. People who are not willing to go the extra mile for someone else. People who do stuff for the full benefit of themselves. I want Donna to get to the list, but I think that's a good point right there. Y'all drop in the comments right there. Do you believe that the term what Donna is describing is as a definition? Is that somehow absolving people from the responsibility? Maybe you're not narcissistic. Maybe you're just selfish or self-centered. Maybe people have allowed that behavior. Maybe people have encouraged that behavior, whether it is family members, whether that's friends, whether that's because of who you are, what you got, who you married to, whatever. I don't know what it could be, but maybe it's not that you're narcissistic. You're just selfish. Because a lot of people who you might deem as narcissists, you see them in other areas and they're not narcissistic, or they don't display narcissistic behaviors in that particular area. It's just over here. Because maybe they're selfish over here. Yeah.
But this is the thing. Haven't you noticed that in the times we live in now, that you're finding a whole lot more people that are claiming personality disorders than they did 40 years ago. And it's not because they were undiagnosed. It's because that gives me a license not to change.
Wow.
Or
because
if it's not
now
a
when
license
I
not
say,
to change, you can write it off. It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly. But that's exactly it. It's if I tell you, I'm borderline antisocial. That just tell you I don't like fooling with people and I don't have to.
Okay, so let me say this. I want to make sure I say this right here. I don't want to in any way minimize people's mental health concerns. There's a lot of mental health issues today. A lot of mental health.
If you have a serious chemical imbalance, if you seriously have something wrong with you, that's one thing. But we have gotten to the point in this world right now where all I have to do is play the card. This is my mental health. And now you can't say anything to me about it. And now that frees me to stay in the position that I'm in. And I don't have to change it if I don't want to.
And I do, but I do want to be very careful there because I said something not too long ago. I was observing someone who was having some mental health issues. And what struck me was I said, wow. I said, I'm thankful for my mind. I'm thankful that because it's there.
I'm fully aware.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm just saying I just want to make sure that we in no way because I don't want to in any way put anybody who has a legitimate mental health issue, whether that's depression, whether that's schizophrenia, in condemnation. That's want to be clear about that.
No, that's not what we're talking about right here. Right. We're talking about the fact that this thing that our country and the world has right now, that you can cry excuse, and now that puts me in this place. You can't tell me to change.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that I have to do anything. It gives me the blanket of complacency.
Yeah. And a lot of times what it does is too is it's a tool, it's a weapon. It's like a card that, like you said, it's a card or a weapon or response that people play to excuse behavior. And see, really, the people who do that, you are worse than somebody who doesn't have a full mental health issue, or somebody who has nothing at all going on with them. The reason why I say that is because you're utilizing something, you're weaponizing something that somebody else has a real issue with. And then sometimes people then appropriate or they utilize that to excuse their responses, to excuse them not doing the work. Like literally you have to do the work mentally to be able to overcome. Or if you need some type of counseling or medication, that in this regard, we're not talking about that here. I think we're talking about, understand, narcissism can be a systematic, it can be a symptom of someone who has a larger mental health disparity.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about, what I'm more talking about is this spiritual narcissism, this Christian narcissistic behavior. And I'm talking about right now, let's go in the house and let's talk about the family side of it. As believers, all of us, no matter what denomination, no matter what color, what race, and going back to what you said up top, I really like that whole piece about morality versus righteousness. People utilize morality to excuse their controlling behavior, their manipulative behavior, their domineering behavior, them pushing their narrative, even if it does line up with the word of God. You can't push your narrative and manipulate people at the expense of people and then excuse other nonsense. Okay, exactly. So you care more about an unborn baby than if that baby was actually born and then becomes a grown man and somebody shoots them racially. I have an issue with that. We're not going down that road right now, but I have a serious issue with that. You have a problem with killing an unborn baby, but if that baby is born and matures to 15 years old and is stopped by a police officer, you don't have a problem with a police officer killing that baby. That's a problem. That's manipulating. That's manipulating and confusing morality with righteousness, and then playing it all together and preaching it from that standpoint. Creating principles, standards, and laws. Again, I hate abortion, but I definitely but I also hate racism as well. And you can't excuse those two. You can't. That's not mutually exclusive.
Evil is evil. And people have to deal with that mindset that right is right, wrong is wrong, evil is evil. And let's stop trying to make there gray areas. There aren't. There aren't.
That's good. Gray areas. Let's Donna, go to that list, because I want to talk about again. What I really want to do with this conversation is to spark some legitimate self-reflection.
Right.
Okay, so this again. We're not specifically coming down anybody's street today with this conversation, but if it does hit you,
hit dog gonna holler.
There you go.
The funny thing is, I was having a conversation last night with somebody and had no clue that this is the route that this was going. And we were talking about something that falls directly in this same pathway, and how we've seen, and I'm just talking from a pastoral preacher standpoint, people who for them it's all about being seen, being heard. Not ministry, but it's about the platform.
Right.
And I remember, I've been doing this, I've been pastoring, be 20 years this year. And I remember guys that I met in seminary. And I remember when, like, my first opportunity to go preach at a church, and I would go to preach, and I'm standing here preaching, and there are 4 or 5 preachers in the congregation that don't go to this church. And I'm like, what are these dudes doing here? And then after service, they out here handing out cards.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what's that about?
Wow.
The first time I saw it, it threw me because I didn't know what it was. And then I started seeing it. And then one of my brothers in ministry at the time, he explained it to me. They trying to get an opportunity to preach. And that's something I have never done in the 20 years that I've been pastoring. I've been preaching already over 20 years, pastoring almost 20 years. I ain't never looked for an opportunity to preach nowhere. Because if God got something, I work for God. If God got something he want me to say, he'll give me an opportunity to say it. If I don't, then why I'm talking.
Right. Right.
And that falls right into the same category. You trying to do what you want to do and then trying to put God's name to it. That's called forgery.
Well, I see before I even start my list, there was this little piece I saw, and it says, God views narcissism as evil, contemptuous pride that is driven by what is in a person's heart.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah.
God
so
hates
it's
the
all
prideful.
based on pride.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we go to 10 traits of spiritual narcissists. I'm going to read through them, and then we'll unpack them.
There we go.
Okay. Number 1, constantly reference their own achievements, which is inflated egos. And think about people when I read these. Think about people.
Yeah.
Number 2, they invade conversations like there's few boundaries for them. They twist
and bring the conversation back to them.
Yes. Yep.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And they
I'm invading the conversation.
Right? There you go. See that? Okay. They twist scriptures.
Ooh.
Twist scriptures. Number 4, they profess love but never show it, so they have a lack of empathy. They talk but they don't listen, so they have a need for attention. They live in echo chambers. That's where they only are around people that agree with them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Number 7, refuse to acknowledge their mistakes. Number 8, tear down others. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Tear down others.
Yeah.
Number 9, they lead by force and not example, which is repressed insecurities. And number 10, they ultimately put God second. They become God vicariously, and then they devalue him and putting him second.
Ooh, that's a fire list right there. Okay,
Yes.
so go back up top, Donna, and let's unpack that top 4,
Okay.
please.
Constantly reference their own achievements, which is inflated egos.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think we've all been around people who it's like something about that person. So let's just say, and I'm not saying I'm not coming for anybody, particular person. But let's say this person is a physician, right? And you're in a space, and y'all have a conversation. Y'all playing Uno, and it has nothing to do with being a physician, because me, of course, I don't know if you guys knew, I'm a physician, I'm a doctor, yeah. So anyway,
Right.
a lot of times we deal with this type of thing, draw 4, and like, well, sir, why are you bringing the fact that you are a medical professional into this Uno game, sir? What
Speaking
is
of
that
4,
about?
I did 4 surgeries today. Yeah. And the color is red, like all of the blood that I had to deal with today in my surgeries. Yes.
Like, really, sir? Really?
Yes.
And what it is people begin to wear their achievements like a uniform, like a badge. And then the problem with that is, this is always the problem. When you're not that thing anymore, or if something happens and you all of a sudden you're not in a physician, you're not a football player, you're not you don't have your own construction company anymore. What it happens is now for you, maybe not to everybody else, but your value or perceived value has been diminished. And oftentimes we put something else in the A position. You put that thing that you are or you known for in the A position to overshadow or to
Take the place of
something else that's missing in your life, to overcompensate. That's what I'm looking for. To
overcompensate
overcompensate
for something that you're not doing.
For something that you don't have, something that you lack. Go ahead to number 2.
You're a horrible husband. You're a horrible father. But I'm a great doctor.
And it shocks people when your kids tell somebody, you're like, what? Yo, daddy.
Oh yeah. I'm a pastor. I've got 10,000 people over at this campus and got 3,000 over there. But your kids can't stand you
for good reason. Because sometimes some people kids can't stand them because their kids got problems. I'm talking about you. No, you got a good reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2,
invade conversations. So they have few boundaries.
Yeah.
They feel like they have no boundaries. They can just do whatever they want to do and talk to, just over talk everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever they have to say is more important than what you have to say.
Right. People who just come in and they just disrupt. Okay, you like, yo, fam, we having a whole conversation here. And let me tell you something right now. A lot of time people can do that with children. You can unintentionally raise your children, particularly today, to have narcissistic behaviors because there's so many things that are focused on children today in the house. I'm not saying home family should not be focused on children, but particularly in today's society, we focus on entertaining children. We focus on what's supposed to be loving on children, but you're really just entertaining young people. If you got a kid and all they do is play video games, all they do is surf the internet, all they do is sit up in the house and suck up air conditioning. They don't have any community service. They don't serve in ministry. They don't work to help anybody else. Everything is about them. You always hold them up. You always got their back. It's about their sports. You're dropping them off to work. You're dropping them off to school. You're picking them up. Everything is about them. You can easily raise a narcissistic grown person who don't care about nobody else but themselves, or they only care about what feels good to them or their own personal comfort. It's a lot of grown adults out here today who are purely seeking comfort. Everything got to be comfortable for them. It's about what I like doing or what I don't like doing. You can't, whether it's reading some paper, a page with a white page with a whole bunch of writing on it, it can't do that because it got to be entertained, it got to be scrolling, it's got to be moving fast, or it is going to do some work for somebody, helping somebody out. To inconvenience yourself for the sole benefit of somebody else, and nobody knows about it. Nobody sees you do it. Nobody saw you drop that old lady off to her house. Nobody saw you rake that person's yard. You didn't take a Facebook video and post and picture to show that hey, I just raked my neighbor's yard. You should have did it, sir. And why are you taking a picture of it and posting every doggone good thing that you do?
Yep. That's the fakeness of it. The
I'm
fakeness
sorry.
of it.
I got a little passionate right there.
I was laughing when you were talking about the kids. I don't know if you remember that commercial with the little old lady, and she got her walker and the phone's ringing, and she's going to answer the phone. She gets to the phone, and it's her grandson, and he's sitting in there playing video games. Talking, can you bring me a grape soda? That's all I can see.
Yep.
That's all I can see.
He's sitting right there.
Oh.
I'm like, man, you wrong. She done walked all the way across the room to get that phone. You can you bring me a grape soda?
Let me tell you something. I remember a few years ago, I saw this lady. This was several years ago. I saw this lady. She was an older lady, and she was pumping her gas, and her 3 grandsons was in the car. It took everything in me not to say something. I went back and forth in my mind about how I should say it. Should I say it? But then I looked at her and I believe the Holy Spirit spoke to me, said, she'll cuss you out, not them.
Right?
They probably will take it, but she gonna cuss you out. You don't talk to my grandchildren. You mind your MF business, bald head joker. I fell back, but I was like, ma'am, how you got these rusty jokers sitting in the doggone car? You pumping this gas? Get down it, ma'am. You an older woman, and you got your I'm assuming that's your grandchildren in the car while you pumping gas. Let me just get. Them one-up boys know something right here. If you let me find out your mama touched a gas pump, oh my God. Tristan, don't let me catch you pump. Your mama pumping no gas around you, fella.
Pastor Tuck, I can just see Unissa come in, her hands smell like gas. Oh, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh, it's a problem.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's a problem. Okay. I'm sorry.
So, that's all right. We're gonna jump to number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
Twist scriptures.
Twist scriptures.
They twist scriptures for their own benefit.
Oh my God.
Not for really giving the word of God.
Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead and deal with it.
I can't tell you how many times I heard when I first started preaching, talking about, oh, well, that's the, God got grace for that. That ain't what grace is.
Grace abuses.
That's not what grace is. That's called mercy. That's not grace. Is God's unmerited favor. God blessed you, gave you something you didn't deserve. Mercy is Him not giving you what you do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so many times you see preachers and somebody else doing something they ain't got no business and talking about, oh well, that's what grace for. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You're lucky He giving you mercy. And the Bible said you've turned the grace of God into lasciviousness.
The grace would have empowered you to not do that. The grace is what empowers you not to cuss somebody out. Not to cheat on your wife or your husband. That's the grace of God. That empowered you to keep it moving. Oh, keep it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That wonderful reminder.
I always tell them grace is God's righteousness at Christ's expense.
Jesus. My Lord.
All right. Number 4, profess love but never show it. The lack of empathy.
Oh my Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh my Jesus.
See, and that goes back to that whole morality piece. You can't segment love. I'm not saying you may be a person who loves children and you really love children, and you may not have that same love for a grown adult male. I get it. You might have empathy for a particular group of people because of life experience, or because you were there. You may have a lot of love for homeless people. You may have a lot of love for indigenous folks in other countries, but that you can't. There should be some transfer of that love for the person in another category as well. Like, for example, you can't tell me you care all about missions and you really care about children in Africa and you love indigenous people in South America, but you can't stand the person around the corner from you who live in the suburbs for you. You don't feel empathy for that person because maybe they don't look like you. Maybe they don't talk like you. And guess what? I need to be clear about this. That act swings both ways.
And that's what the Bible says. The Bible says you can't say you love God and you don't love the people you see every day.
Watch this right here, folks. Let me deal with the black folks for a minute. You can't tell me you have you have a problem with somebody that is shooting an unarmed black person, but you have a problem. You don't have a problem with someone black who shoots their cousin or who shoots someone in a drive-by. It's life. Guess what? You can't tell me it's evil and evil. You can't tell me that you have a problem with racism, but then you racist against you prejudice. You prejudice against the white lady across the street. So it doesn't bother you because she tripped and fell because she's white.
Exactly.
That's a problem. That's a problem that you cannot kingdom in your Christian and your true Christian self. You cannot quantify that in any way that's right with God.
And that's the problem with so many things. We keep trying to remake God in our image instead of realizing we were made in His.
Come on, Jesus. All people.
Yes.
All of us.
All of us. We keep trying to do that. We keep this whole thing of, like you said, whether it's the Black Lives Matter, whether it's the Make America Great Again, whatever it is, whichever side of the line you fall on,
right.
You want God to have your opinion, your viewpoint, your stance, your morality. But God said, I have the system. You need to line up. You're supposed to be on my team. Stop trying to get me to play for you.
My Lord.
And that's where the problem is. We don't understand. And that's the biggest issue I see in the body of Christ. We don't understand the concept of kingdom. In the concept of kingdom, there is a king. And whatever the king says goes. Everything in the kingdom is for the king's benefit.
See, past that point right there, let me say something right with that. Let me jump up and piggyback on that. When you have an inflated ego, an inflated sense of self, you got to recognize that has no value. There is no promotion that's going to come from above when you have that type of attitude, that type of ego, that type of mindset. You might get by on some level, but oftentimes you might be at a level that everybody sees you that's great. But where you really want to go, God knows you can't even handle that.
No.
Like I've said on a couple occasions, you want to be a multi-millionaire. Can your ego handle you being a multimillionaire? Can your family, your marriage, your relationship handle you being a multimillionaire? Can your pride, your arrogance? How many times will you be mentioned? Well, I'm a multimillionaire. Well, I've got a lot of money. Like really,
Man,
sir?
you get $20. You start treating folk funny.
Y'all,
I got $20. I got $20.
You ain't got nothing. Let's continue this conversation, y'all. We come back with y'all comments. Stay right there, family. Don't y'all move. We're talking about it. Are you a Christian narcissist? Do you encounter? Do you know? Don't call nobody name, but don't drop nobody's name in the comments. We're talking about it right now. Sift yourself. Judge thyself. Yes, you be judged. It's the Akintunde Show. Don't y'all move, family.
Greetings. I am Darrell Presley, owner and operator of Presley Cares Mortuary Services of West Columbia, South Carolina. Our mission here at Presley's is to provide excellent, quality, superior funeral service to all, regardless of economic status, religion, or race, with our society being embedded with a diverse class of people. Our staff here at Presley's pledges to offer only one class of service, and that is superior. So rendering professional services to the families that call upon us is not an option, it's mandatory. Presley Cares Mortuary Services, where we are caring for you and your loved one.
Hello, I'm Dr. Aaron Bishop, and this is my new book, For Such a Time as This, The Urgency of Now. In today's society, we need transformational leaders like never before. Transformational leaders are those who maximize the impact while creating positive change. If you're ready to create positive change and maximize your impact, please go get my book today at bishopspeaks.com. That's right, bishopspeaks.com, and order your copy today for such a time as this.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Smell it.
A-K-I-N Tunde.
Oh, yeah.
Good God Almighty. Don't hurt nobody. Hey, fam, this is the Akintunde Show. And we got a power pack show. I got Paul Briggs that's going to be joining us in the conversation in just a little bit. Paul's going to talk about what if once you realize that you have a problem, that you make mistakes, that you've been narcissistic, what's your apology language like? How do you apologize? Like one of the traits on Donna's list is not being able to properly apologize. These inadequate, half-butt, deflective apologies. You ever have somebody apologize to you? You look at them like, there ain't no goddamn on apology. What the heck you talking about, ma'am or sir? And it's one thing when it's a little 4-year-old or 7-year-old and they come in like, I'm sorry, but so what I did, you deserved it. Or you like, say it again. There ain't no apology. And you correct that child. You can go in there and say it again. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. and you can deal with that with a little 17-year-old. But when you dealing with a 32-year-old, a 47-year-old, can I just say that's one of the most immature things is when you cannot apologize. When you like just say, hey, okay, I was wrong. I should not have done that. That was jacked up, period. Or that was a mistake, period. Even if you say that was not my intention, it was not intentional, but I apologize and I take full responsibilities for my actions, whatever they may be. That's a legitimate apology. And then you pause and sit in it for a second. But apologies with commas are not apologies. Apologies followed by ellipses are not apologies. When you deflect and you go to blaming folks. But yeah, that's why I just want to make that clear. I want to hit y'all comments, and then I got Dr. Bishop coming up in just a little bit because he and I recorded some conversation about this on yesterday. And I want to play that. And then I got Paul Briggs coming up to find out what's your apology language. So stick around for that just a little bit. Let's get into y'all comments here. Pastor Donna, if y'all see any comments over on Facebook or over here on Clubhouse that we need to read, please do so. Mocha Tosser said, but takes away the sentence before. Like, so you what? They apologize and then like take it back. Like, here's the thing too. If you apologize followed by a but, always remember, in writing, but cancels out whatever came before it.
Right.
Not just in writing. In speech as well. That conjunction works that way. That's the purpose of it.
Yeah. A but. That's but mean whatever you say but, that mean whatever I say. It
negates everything that came before it.
Yeah. Oh man.
The worst apology that I hate to hear is when people say, "Oh, my bad. My bad." That's not an apology.
That's a child's apology.
My bad.
But
grown people say it.
But Donna, listen to what you just said. You said the worst apology you hate to hear. This is the thing. An apology is what Akintunde just said. It's acknowledging you're wrong and then taking responsibility for it.
Yeah.
Apology is not just saying something. And that's where I think most people get this thing mixed up. An apology is not just saying you're sorry. Those are words.
Yeah.
An apology, an actual apology is acknowledging the wrong that you did and then taking responsibility for it. So taking responsibility means fixing it, making amends, doing something, some sort of reparation. Otherwise, it's not an apology. You just said you were sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. My bag is just for the record, for clarity, piggybacking on what Donna and Pastor Suck just said, y'all. My bag is not an adequate apology in any way for an adult. Even if you step on somebody's toe. Oh, my bag. No, my toe. Even if you legitimately didn't mean it. But it's like, no, I'm sorry. I apologize for stepping on your toe. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I did not mean to step on your toe. Let me see. Ashley said a narcissist will say, I'm a Sagittarius and my moon is rising. Rising. I don't get along with Gemini, so that's just the way I am. Yeah. And when we do, people, we sometimes do that. You make excuses for people because of either how they were brought up or where they from. Oh, if he from New York, so that's how they attitude. Like, no, that joker is nasty. Got a nasty attitude. Short with people. Disrespectful. Not New York. I know a lot of loving, awesome, amazing people from New York. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Just nasty. I'm coming to y'all comments. I'm reading from the bottom. Pastor Tuck and Donna, if y'all could scroll up. Pastor Tuck ain't got the glasses on, so he might be hard to see.
Don't be trying to come for me, man. I can see.
Ashley said, I had someone blame me for being a Gemini as to why they couldn't apologize. Interesting. Oh, ma'am, what does that have to do with the fact that you stole my lunch out the work refrigerator? Who does that? People really see. I've never worked past a year or two in any type of in any office. Matter of fact, I've never worked in an office where we don't get where we had our. No, I did radio. I worked at Big DM. We had a community fridge. See, all the TV stuff and production stuff, they feed us. So it's whole snack tables with nothing but snack. That you got to discipline yourself. Dude, don't go to the snack room today. Don't eat from craft services today. Oh my God.
Craft services.
So you ain't got to steal nobody's food. But apparently, like I keep hearing jokes and memes and commercials, like people really is eating other people's food, grown people.
That's crazy.
Who does that? See, y'all ought to get them back. You ought to put something in there that look real good, and it should have something like that numb your mouth or something in there.
X-Lax. I was gonna say X-Lax. That'll get him. Drink this chocolate shake.
You'll find out who the thief is.
Because they won't be in the work tomorrow.
They're in the bathroom all day.
Yeah, they might not make it.
I should not suggest that. Not somebody you go and do that to somebody. You done told somebody's stomach up. Nah.
Drink my chocolate shake if you want to. Got something for you.
Lord said, "Thou shalt not steal."
Oh my God. Kimberly said this is why people annoy me because they say stupid stuff like that. Like what? Like what? Let me see. Okay. Oh, like Gemini. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Kimberly said you can't fix stupidity. Lisette said extend the grace now. Y'all hilarious. I'm gonna go up some. Let me go up here. Again, we got Paul Briggs coming up in just a little bit. I got Dr. Aaron Bishop is going to join the conversation in just a little bit. See, I'm trying to get ahead of y'all comments because what y'all doing is y'all somebody saying something and then y'all 4, 5, 6 comments down responding to it. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, Kimberly Morgan said right. The black on black is way worse than the racist incident. You don't. If we were just doing CNN all coverage on the black on black crime, then we'll be in Chicago every single day, all day.
Right.
And I know somebody got a problem with me saying that. Shoot me an email. I don't care. Deal with it. Facts is facts. Truth is truth. I tell people all the time. If you can't wear hoodies and claim Black Lives Matter and don't take care of your kids, that don't match. You can't tell me you care about their children when you don't care about your children. That does not compute. That does not match. That is confusing. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Tristan, for keeping us on schedule, on time. Nicole said cancel culture and embrace kingdom. Yeah. I love that. Cancel culture and embrace kingdom. I love that. Yeah. Let me so right about now. We need to read a couple of liners, and then I need to I'm gonna bring Dr. Bishop's conversation he and I had, because it really talks about, I think, one way to improve shift perspectives in this regard is to really consider yourself as a leader. Think about yourself as a leader. Ask yourself, am I participating? How can you change this? Let me tell you something. God loves the narcissist too. He loves those who have narcissistic behavior. If you repent and turn away from your ways and judge yourself accordingly, consistently, God will bless you to be able to overcome those behaviors. But if you make excuses for it, if you settle into it, if you in any way make amends for your own behaviors, or you give room to your own negative behaviors, then God can't do the work. We all have things that we need to work on, apologize for, be deliberate about. Ain't none of us perfect. Not near one of us. But what I'm saying is, if you don't give God the room, and I think you can do so if you're really thinking about it from a leadership perspective. Listen, a narcissistic parent, like Don, in a little bit, when we come back, Donna, I want you to read that list about the differences between narcissistic men and narcissistic women.
Okay.
But when you're a narcissistic parent, you can mess up generations. And you didn't lead the family. You didn't beat your wife. You didn't beat on your husband. You didn't cheat, but you're wrecking people emotionally, and you messing up other people's personalities because you a raging narcissist, and nobody ever checked you on it. And then you send narcissistic kids out into the community, and they doing narcissistic stuff with other people. Go ahead, Pastor.
First of all, you to the point, you said we should consider ourselves leaders. The Bible calls us, as believers, we're ambassadors for Christ.
Yes, sir.
And so I think that's a point that's not drilled home enough for people as believers. We got to realize you don't need a robe. You don't need a pulpit.
Right.
If you've accepted Christ, you have a responsibility to represent him.
Right.
That was the deal. The Bible says that he died so that those who live should no longer live for themselves. That was the exchange. In order for you to have the life that he gave you, you had to give up yours. And so if you still living for you, you better question your salvation.
My God.
Wow.
That's But secondly, Papa Rose made a point right here. He said, we were at a country store, an elder handicapped lady came in walking with a cane, and she asked me to pick up a cantaloupe for her. I did and placed it on the counter. We came out, and her husband was sitting in the driver's seat of the car parked next to us. I opened the door for my wife. As I turned to get in my car, the lady came out to get in her car. and that ninja just sat in his car while his wife struggled to place her bags in the back seat. I got out of my car, went around, opened their door, and helped the lady place her bags in the car. Then opened the front door for her to get in her seat and closed the door. That ninja never said thank you for opening the door for his handicapped wife. I wanted to snatch him out of the car and pimp slap him, but my Christianity made me get back in my car and go home. That's my daddy.
Papa Earl's with his anger. Facts, truth. I don't know. You might should have told him something, Papa Earl. Hey, you're welcome. Listen, y'all, want a better way to make your money grow that's potentially better than a 401k or CD? Consider the Gold Standard Group, banking on the blockchain. Learn more about blockchain banking by reaching out to legacy wealth builder and asset acquisition specialist, billionaire Keisha Walker. With so many banks failing and changes in the marketplace, now is the time to get more information. Text control to 803-312-2873. Text control to 803-312-2873. Keisha Walker and the Gold Standard Group. Donna, what you got, sis?
Oh boy. Are you in need of a quality used vehicle? Well, consider my friends over at Wood Automotive Sales. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, foreign or domestic, Woods Automotive can get you rolling. Give them a call at 803-401. Let me put my glasses on. Sorry. 5837. That's 803-401-5837. Or go by and see Lester. That's right, Lester, at 802 Hazelwood Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Woods Automotive Sales, guaranteed to ride with a smile.
All right, y'all, listen. I want to have this, give y'all a little bit of this conversation I had on yesterday with Dr. Aaron Bishop. We're talking about this. Again, he is the author of the brand new book, For Such a Time as This. I brought the book last week at his book signing, his official release event that he had down at the Capital City Club here in Columbia. And I started reading it over the weekend, and I was like, yo, this is some good stuff here. Like I can see small groups using this book, and I can see leaders using this book to help grow their leadership. Definitely check it out by logging on to bishopspeaks.com, bishopspeaks.com, and order your copy of For Such a Time as This, and let them know that you heard about it on the Akintunde show. Go ahead, Julia, run the conversation.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.
What it do, y'all? I told y'all I was going to have my brother come and join this conversation today, and I think he has great value to add to the conversation. I'm going to bring Don and Pastor Tuck back in just a little bit, but I want to get my good friend, Dr. Aaron Bishop, pastor, educator, leader, business leader, teacher of the Word of God, and now the author of this brand new book. Of course, you've seen the promos. If you've been watching the show for the past couple of days, you see me talk about it For Such a Time as This. I want to get him into this conversation talking about Christian narcissism. I guess that should not be a thing, but apparently it is. Dr. Bishop, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing again? Good to see you.
Man, I'm good, man. Thank you for hanging out with us and getting in on this conversation. Listen, y'all, if y'all want to see a phenomenal talk about the book For Such a Time as This, log on to IamAkintunde.com and go to the Akintunde Show page, and you'll see this interview that we were actually put up the other day where we're talking about this brand new book again, For Such a Time as This. And you would think, sir, that that there would not be a actual thing or actual terminology or actual even a description of Christian narcissism. When you hear that, what immediately jumps out at you when you hear that term?
Man, there's a quote by John Templeton that says, "It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice."
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
There's some people who can think more highly of themselves. When they got to put their legs on one leg at a time, they got to put their pants on one leg at a time, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, the narcissist Christian or the Christian narcissist that we are dealing with, you know, they don't understand that is something that I live by, which is peasant king, master servant. The relationship where you are a king is only because there's someone who's willing to follow you. And to be a master, you have to understand even the acts of service. Um, the greatness and the ability in service leadership is for everyone. And so when you are really putting yourself out there to act in this particular behavior, you don't understand you're self-serving. It's
Yeah.
all about you. And those are the people who will clearly come to a place in life where they're not leading anyone because no one's following them and they're just taking a long walk by themselves. And that's the ultimate result of a narcissist.
It really is. And let me ask you this, because we were talking about this earlier about social media's role in narcissism, right? When you see today, you know, how just being on, whether it's Instagram, and anybody can get caught up if you're not careful, because you're looking at yourself, you're taking pictures of yourself, you're doing videos with yourself all the time. But talk about it when you see certain things on social media, particularly as Christians. I think a lot of times I see people do stuff on social media, and I'm like, yo, bruh, you think that's a good idea or a good look for somebody that's a believer? You know, it might not be sin. You know what I'm saying? But I'm asking the question. Let me not answer the question. Talk about that from social media.
I mean, you know, we live in a society where we do it for the likes. We do it and we think it's all love. But man, it's a I like to be liked syndrome. When we get to the core of what people are dealing with, it goes back to maybe what we are always dealing with, which is what? The imposter syndrome.
Right.
You know, we just finished talking about that in the last episode, how many people are trying to overcome the imposter syndrome, but don't overdose on your self-love, right? It's okay to love and care about who you are, but man, don't overdo it. Don't overdose. And that's what happens, those two extremes. You got to find that delicate balance where you are powerful in your existence, but yet you're not overpowering by your presence. And putting yourself out there, always trying to get likes, it could be a addictive thing that you can't overcome.
Let me ask you this: so if somebody you had to bring in one of your members into the office, and first of all, let me say, Dr. Bishop didn't talk about nobody. Ain't nobody from the church family. We're not talking about nobody from the church family. I make sure we clear about that. See, Bishop gonna get on there. He already talked to me. Now he gonna get on the Akintunde show and try to blow me up. This is not any type of passive aggressive conversation. No, this is none of that.
Walking in front of the prophet.
If you want to continue that conversation, all going to you can see actually on my Facebook page. We actually have the full conversation between me and Dr. Bishop. Something he said, and we had to keep it tight because I got to get Paul in this conversation. But something he said that really I really want to address there. Now, when I say this, then I want Don and Pastor Tuck to dig in with me on this too. Okay, let me do a lot of prefacing before I say this. Okay, when I say this, I'm not saying that loving yourself and considering yourself in any way is a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all. Okay, but are we overdosing, like Bishop said? I want y'all to unpack that on this, the term self-care. We do a lot of talk about self-care today, and it's very important. But self-care at the expense of others is a problem, in my opinion. And then sometimes there's people who really, really serve people all the time. Whether you serve people in a ministry capacity, a parental capacity, a grandparent capacity, a husband or wife capacity, a business capacity, a community capacity, and you like, yes, listen, you got to pull people to the side. You need to take a break. You need to focus on you and your body, your health, your mind, or you and your family. What about your wife? What about your husband? You need to focus. You need to take some time, or just go do something. Go to the movies. Them the people a lot of times you need to have that conversation. But sometimes some people talk about self-care. I'm like, Negro, you do a lot of self-care already. You selfish. Okay? But again, let me not do it again. Let me not answer the question. Y'all thoughts on that? Do we sometimes overdose on self-care sometime? Pastor Tuck, Donna J.
Go ahead, Pastor Tuck.
Well, I have a very unique take once again on all of this stuff because I take everything that I do from Scripture, and I'm very literal when it comes to this. I'm not one of those people who self-care. I had some people who actually are, mentors, leaders in my life not too long ago say something to me about what do you do for yourself? What do you do for self-care? Mm-hmm. And I said nothing. Mm. And they were like, oh, that's not healthy. That's not. I said, this is how I live my life. Jesus said in Matthew 6, he said, take no thought for your life.
Take no thought.
He said, what you gonna eat, what you gonna drink, what you gonna wear. He said, for the Father knows what you have need of. He said, seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness.
First.
So my job is to make the kingdom of God my priority and God's way of doing things my priority. And he'll take care of everything else.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. My focus is doing whatever God tells me to do for the kingdom and his way of doing things. God has a system. God has a system in my household that I'm to serve my wife, my kids, that I put them before myself.
Right.
That's how I treat my family, that my family comes before ministry.
Right.
It's God, ministry, family, then ministry.
Yeah.
It's my wife before my kids. God has a system for everything. And if I do those things in God's system, God takes care of me. God makes sure I get my rest. God makes sure that I'm restored. God makes sure that I'm fun loving. God makes sure that I'm blessed. God makes sure everything that I need in my life, I got. I don't have to sit around and go, well, I need some time to myself. God makes sure that when I'm doing what he tells me to do, I'll wake up in the morning. God, what I'm doing today? God said, you ain't got to do nothing today. You can chill out.
Chill out, relax.
And so I chill out because God told me to chill out.
Right.
But I'm not going, well, this is my day off. I ain't doing nothing today. Don't nobody call me. Don't nobody text because I'm focused on myself. Because I don't focus on myself. I do what God tells me to do.
You about to bring my brother Paul Briggs to the conversation. Donna, your thoughts on that right there? Are we ODing on this whole self-care narrative? Go ahead, sister. Speak on it from your own honest position, whatever that is.
Well, when I was listening to Pastor Tuck, I was like, man, I'm not on that level yet. I'm just not on that level yet because I got to take time. And, and I'm guilty of just what he was just saying. I got to take time for myself for a minute because I feel like I'm giving out too much sometimes. And when I do that, then I find myself tired and in need of sleep, having to go to the doctor for the X, Y, and Z or whatever. But I find that, I need to take that time to separate. And that's the time that I use to try to, to have that conversation with God. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't be this tired trying to live life. I shouldn't be this tired.
Right.
And where do I draw the line and say no to people and, and yes to myself sometimes when I need to? Like you need to go to the doctor or you need to take care of yourself. That's where I find, that's when I take the time away from everybody else to focus on what do I need? What do I need? I need to have a better relationship with God so he can tell me how to take care of myself better. So that's where
Can I say this real quick? Would I say this real quick, Doc?
Yeah.
This is the thing, and this is where that imbalance comes from. Because we're saying yes to people that God didn't tell us to say yes to.
Yes.
Yeah, it
is how we end up in those situations.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why we end up so tired. We're doing stuff God never told us to do.
Yeah.
That's
so we're spending time, energy, effort, and then we feel cheated.
Yeah.
And now we want to withhold for ourselves.
Right.
And that's what puts us in this cycle of ebb and flow because I'm doing stuff God never told me to do. And now I'm wore out. And so now I don't have nothing left to give. And God said, well, if you only give when I tell you to, then you'll always have what you need. If you do when I tell you and rest when I tell you, then you won't be tired.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is. And that's where we've got to learn to get into that place of balance. And it took a while for me to get there.
Yeah. I mean, and both of y'all serve. Donna, I know your schedule. So I know what you're talking about. I think you're that person who I was talking about. It's like, hey, look, you need to chill out.
Yes.
You need to take a day. Don't text me. Don't call nobody. Don't do nothing. You need to take a day for you. Because I know your schedule. Speaking of schedule, shout out to the homie Jamal Bates. Pastor Jamal Bates is in the building. Radio
Bates in the
personality.
building.
Hey, Jamal.
Syndicated radio host, morning and afternoons. And the co-host of the Jamal Bates Show, Brother Bernard Hines, will be here on this coming up Sunday for First Sundays. Listen, every First Sunday is First Sundays, and it is July the 2nd coming up right here. And Bernard Hines and Lovely Big O will be in the building. You can get your tickets right now by logging on to firstsundayscomedy.com, firstsundayscomedy.com. Y'all are getting the tickets. I appreciate. I thank y'all. I love y'all. Do not take it lightly at all, y'all coming out and packing the house. Listen, a lot of y'all gonna be off on Monday, so go ahead and get your tickets. What is that? How are we doing it this year? Because what is it? The 4th of July falls on Tuesday. So are people going to be off Monday and just bleed over into the 4th, or they got to work Monday and then off Tuesday? How they doing that?
They're doing whatever they
I
want to
don't know.
do.
I ain't worked a job in 20 years. I don't know.
They doing however they want to do. They might call out sick on Tuesday. Who knows?
Lord. All right.
Was that narcissistic?
I'm gonna party.
Listen,
I don't know. I'm bragging on the Lord.
After you realize that you display narcissistic behaviors, then here's a question for you. What is your apology language? Our brother Paul Briggs will be talking about that today in the After the Ox Show room that they host. Celeste, Paul, Kimberly Hope, Ashley Bailey, and it's rather I'm sorry, not Kimberly, Ashley, Paul, and Celeste host the room. I'm giving Kimberly duty. She ain't signed up for yet. But after the show, the link is in the comments. Paul Briggs, when we talk about apology language, and we were talking about that before earlier, how do you apologize? Paul, come on this conversation. First of all, bruh, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. Thanks for hosting the After the Show room. Come on, jump into this conversation, Paul. How you doing, sir?
Salutations to the stage. Salutations to everyone.
What's happening?
So I'm feeling. I know I'm usually my very first sermon I ever preached. We call the blessing and the benediction, since we are 14 minutes before the top of the hour.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of used to being in this position. So I have to make this quick. It's like preaching the Beatitudes in 2 minutes. All right, great. So the 5 apology languages, it just depends on what your personality type. The gentleman that wrote the book, The 5 Love Languages, Dr. Gary Chapman, is the same one who wrote a book about the apology languages. I first stumbled across it. My baby sister gave me this book to read called The Things I Wish I Knew Before I Got Married. And in chapter 5, it talks about the power of forgiveness. And in there, it first talks about the 5 apology languages. And then it was so much people wanted to know about it that Dr. Chapman explored it even further in the whole book.
Okay.
So the 5 apology languages, I sent Donna a slide. I don't know if she got it. Or like I said, I'm on Clubhouse, so I can't see the screen. But the 5 apology languages are: 1, expressing regret.
Okay,
2,
and Paul, I tell you what.
Yes.
Walk them through a little bit slower, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about 10 minutes, and then we'll transition everybody over into the After the Show room. Everyone who wants to come, and we'll just keep going on Facebook. So crew, so Jaleel, don't shut down the stream. We're gonna transfer over to the After the Show room. We got a little echo on Paul's side right there, a little bit. But go ahead, Paul.
Okay. The 5 apology languages. The first one is expressing regret. I just want to say all 5 of them up front.
Okay, good.
The second one is accepting responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is making restitution.
The
4th one is plan change.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 5th one is requesting forgiveness.
Okay.
So
run them again.
So those are the.
Run them one more time. I want to make sure everybody got them. Write them down, somebody.
First one is expressing regret.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is accepting responsibility.
The
3rd one is making restitution. The 4th one is plan change. And the 5th one is requesting forgiveness.
So should you do those in that order?
No, well, that was just the order in which they wrote it in the book. So the thing is the matter of which one speaks to you. Just like love languages, how most people have about 1 to 2 love languages that's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's one love language that's kind of dependent on what season they are in their life, and then the other two is just there. Same thing with the apology languages. If anything, the apology language is probably more stronger because when there's conflict involved between two people, they normally default to wherever the apology language is, and then when they apologize, they go from that point of view, and then the conflict comes if the person who's supposed to be receiving the apology, if that is not the same apology language they have, or they're
Mm.
not conscious of the other person's apology language, that's where the unforgiveness, that's where the resentment comes in, that's where you have miscommunication, that nature. Because just like how in Major Pain, it said effectively neutralize the situation. You want to be able,
Right.
when you have conflict, knowing. Once I learned this, it helped make me a better supervisor, helped make me a better son, a better brother.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to learn these things of apology languages.
And so I'm looking at your list, and I remember that I think Paul. I think it's your headphones. You probably got your headphones. That's probably what be hitting a lot of the feedback. And you gotta definitely
So that way I can come off.
say you good. You good. I think I remember there was a time when I didn't know how to apologize. And what was number 3? Give me number 3 again.
Restitution.
Making restitution.
Yeah,
Make restitution.
Yeah, I would apologize, and I would always have a reason. And then I didn't know how to, and I was bad with I apologize, so get over it, or I apologize, but I don't want to hear about it no more. I apologize, but don't bring it up again. Which is actually it's not really truthfully an apology. It's arrogant. And
my bad.
Yeah. Like what? Or you the person who apologized and you judge a person's pain level. Like you ever see somebody, you ever like kick somebody? I ain't kick you that hard. Well, what does that mean?
You should be over it by now.
Right. You offended me. You embarrassed me at a party, and now you upset because I'm upset that you embarrassed me. And that wasn't really that big of a deal. Maybe not to you, but to this particular person, it was. Go ahead, Paul. Speak on it.
Yeah, so let me go in depth a little bit. And we can spill this over into the other room.
Yeah.
Let's start with expressing regret. And these are some notes that I got down. This may be your apology language if you are one of the following people. 1, you want someone to acknowledge the hurt they caused. Or 2, you want someone to genuinely express that they regret their actions.
Mm.
This apology language is a simple act of saying, I'm sorry. While it sounds obvious enough, many people allow pride or guilt to get in the way of this kind of apology. Along with saying the words, I'm sorry, this type of apology involves listing the hurtful effects of your action and showing remorse.
Mm.
So that's expressing regret.
And number 1, and y'all can be mad if you want, that one is highly embraced by ladies.
Oh,
I can say that. I can agree with that.
Send your emails to Pastor Will Tucker.
Hey, Donna just amen, didn't you, Donna?
I did because
Go ahead, Donna. Go ahead. Follow that sport for the ladies for a minute.
No. I'm just telling you from years of marital counseling. I can tell you, and I told you I said that the other day. That's one of the reasons why marriage conflicts happen the way they do, because that's the woman's issue. She wants you to know how bad you hurt her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of it, that's why she normally attacks you. And that's why they never get the results that they actually look for, because when men are attacked, men actually fight back from an attack.
Yeah.
But what she really wanted was you to acknowledge the pain that you caused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's their apology language.
Mm. So
but a man's apology language is restitution. We figure if we done something wrong, we gonna fix it. So that's why when men do something wrong, they gonna bring you some flowers, they gonna cook you dinner, but he still ain't acknowledged what he did. Because he's like, without actions, it doesn't mean anything.
So the flowers was the acknowledgement of what I did.
That was his acknowledgement. But for her, if you didn't actually talk this thing out and actually list out the offense and actually tell me how you hurt me, then it didn't mean anything to her. But for you, it's like if you didn't actually do something to actually fix what broke, because we're fix-it guys. So we're speaking the language that we speak, but because they're not hearing that, because they hear from feeling and you're not talking feelings, it doesn't mean anything to them.
Ooh, you done stepped in it.
Emotions, number one.
Say that again, Paul. You was breaking up.
I said, well, number one is a validation of emotions. That's what that person was looking for.
Just want to know that you understand how I feel and what you did.
Not that we want you to do anything. That's still the number three.
Right.
Make a restitution. Yeah. It's just the fact that I just want you to understand
exactly
how
they felt. And that's why that's a problem, because once again, we don't understand the difference of how each other's made. They're emotional, we're action-based. So it's like now you got two different languages. You speaking Spanish, she speaking French, and you can't figure out why we still can't get along.
Okay, so to that point, this is a question for everybody, Donna, Paul, and Pastor Tuck, and the comments. It's a lot of times, even when I see women apologize, it's like kind of, and we're not coming for the ladies here. I'm just using this as a point. It seems to be peppered with emotions. So it's like, well, I apologize. What I said was wrong. But you gotta understand the pressure that I've been under. My boss is on me right now. And his kids. And it's like, yeah, but you still cuss me out at my grandma's house. You can't put how your emotions in this moment. You cussed me again. This is not happening. I'm using this as an example. You cussed me out at my grandma's house. What the heck, man? Now you want me to feel sorry for you?
Because for men, we're looking for two things. Number 3 and number 4. We're looking for reparations and change. So we like actions, and like you said, that's what it speaks to. We talking about actions, they're still speaking from emotion.
Okay, we almost out of time. Paul, go ahead, jump back in, and we go. I want everybody who's in the room who can, and Pastor Tuck and Don. I'm assuming that you all are available. I know Donna got a tight schedule. Pastor Tuck got a tight schedule. I got asked to record, do radio for the other show. But we're gonna hop into the after the show room for about 10 minutes, okay? Because I want Paul to continue this conversation. But Paul, right now, go ahead. You about to say something? Go ahead, jump in, sir, please.
Oh, I was going to start talking about number 2. I think we can get that one squeezed in. I know y'all still got to do the Kingdom Business shout out and all that.
We're gonna drop the Kingdom Business shout out of the day. I know Donna want to hear the song, but
I'm good. This is good.
I don't want to apologize. Not.
So we just gonna shift. We gonna shift rooms now.
Well, yeah, in just a few minutes. I'm gonna give me about another minute. Go ahead, Paul.
Okay. The second one is taking responsibility. This one is especially for people who have type A personalities or those that's in authority and leadership. This is the one they struggle with the most because in this case of accepting responsibility, this occurs when someone earnestly admits what they were wrong to do, what they did. Also, along with acknowledging your fault in the situation. Basically, you take ownership of it, and then you say in the words like, you are right, and I am wrong. But the latter one, I am wrong, carries more weight because this person has to be able to accept the responsibility for whatever was taken. You want them to take ownership, and you want them to clearly state what they did wrong to prove they can learn from this mistake, and you do not want to hear an excuse as to why.
Yeah, particularly depending on how big what you did was, they really don't want to hear your excuse, y'all. Even if it wasn't something that you deem as big, well, that wasn't that important. I mean, we ain't talking 5 years because of that. Yeah, you don't know.
Like I told you, 1 and 2, those are ladies' languages. 3 and 4, men's languages.
Boy, this is a good conversation. All right, so everybody, we're going to transition over to the after the show room. We're going to intrude on Paul's, Celeste, and Ashley's room that they regularly host. Today, we're going to come in and just, if y'all don't mind, We're going to continue the conversation. Listen, if you need some good insurance, I need y'all to call my sister, my friend, great supporter of the Akintunde Show, First Sundays, and one of our sponsors, Peggy Rose. Call my sister, Peggy Rose. She can get you straight. Be Insured for Life is her company. Now, listen, I don't care whether you're a veteran, whether you're looking for health care, senior care. She has some very specific products and opportunities to help you to make sure that you are insured. Be Insured for Life. That's beinsuredforlife.net. Be Insured for Life. Or give them a call at 1-770-330-0324. That's 770-330-0324. And make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the Akintunde Show. All right, family. Right about now, we transition over to the after the show room. We're going to shut down this room on Clubhouse. We're going to stay on Facebook. All right, family. Don't y'all move. Y'all hang around with us if you can. Paul Briggs, Ashley Bailey, Celeste Kane coming up in just a little bit. All right, family. This is the Akintunde Show. We're transferring over. Let's go, family.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, don't go nowhere, Facebook. Stay with us, Facebook. Y'all watching us produce live in the moment. Y'all can't see the backstage crew. All right. Wait. Okay. I don't see. Let me see if I can find it. Do you see the other room, Pastor Suck?
I don't see it either, not yet.
Okay. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. All right. Y'all go to the room. It just popped up. Oh, I missed it. God dog it. All right. Hold on a second. I saw it. Facebook, stay with us. There we go. No, that's not it. Oh, there you go. All right. All right. Why am I? All right. I'm hearing feedback. Facebook, stay with us. We figuring out the audio. Pastor Stuck and Donnie, y'all in? Y'all see it?
Nope.
I'm in.
Okay, Donna's in. Pastor Stuck is in. Donna's not in. Okay.
All right, I'm here.
Hey, everyone. Ak, you got to come up.
I got to come. Oh, okay. Where am I? Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go.
Nope, that's help my unbelief.
All right, y'all. Facebook. So let me tell you what's happening. So there's a room on Clubhouse called the After the Ox Show room, and that's led by Celeste, Ashley, and Paul Briggs. So we are. Okay, I'm up now. Oh Jesus. Okay. Paul, if I'm causing a problem, I'll just shut up. And
can y'all hear me? Alpha Bravo 10-4.
We can hear you. Yes, we can.
Yep.
That's Ashley from Canada.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after show. Our title today is Narcissists in Sheep's Clothing. We're continuing the conversation from the Akintunde Show. Ping someone in. If I know everyone doesn't follow me per se, so anyone that you know that listens to the show, I would ask you to ping them in. If you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, well, I know Instagram is not one of them, but
it's supposed to be
Twitter, Ock I know Twitter is Ock or Clubhouse. If you're continuing on, I'd like to thank you for coming, and we're going to continue the conversation that we was having with the making restitution. Making restitution is definitely for people who have type A personalities or people that's in positions of power. Usually, their default, more often than not, is making restitution number 3. So it's a lot easier for them to do something about whatever it is. Usually that's the group you just want them to own it. Since taking responsibility is harder for them to do because of their type A personality.
Got it. So, Paul, to your point about that, you said the type A personalities. And give a little bit more. I don't want to assume that everybody knows what a type A personality is.
Like a type A personality would be somebody, let's say, for example, head football coaches. Uh, usually politicians are type A personalities. You have a lot of ministers that are type A personalities. A type A personality is someone who is like the All American, the guy or gal who end up being voted most likely to succeed. They're the ones that everyone told that they were beautiful, or they're the best of the best. That they have virtually no flaws. They are the type of people. Most narcissists normally fall in categories of type A personalities. They're also the ones that when things hit the fan, they normally find others to blame versus looking inwards of themselves.
Wow. I don't want to take over your room, so definitely.
So that's the default for type A personalities.
I would love to hear what Celeste and Ashley think. Oh, I would love to hear what Celeste and Ashley thinks about that. That from the type A, and then also what we kind of before we transition, we talked about the lady side of it. Donna as well. Because we didn't get we probably gonna have to do a part 2 to this whole conversation, definitely for sure. And definitely bring Paul back for that too. But kind of, I would love to hear what the ladies think about that.
Type A personalities, I don't really deal with them very well, me personally. Well, yeah. I can't take people who are like, well, it depends on which spectrum of the type A personality you're on. There's one, if you're just focused and hardworking, that's great. But if you're like aggressive and like just like narcissistic behavior, I tune you out. I deal with a lot of narcissistic behaviors. I hate to say it in church, especially dealing with a lot of ministers and pastors and preachers and elders and deacons. I don't